First synchronizer. Okay, well, I don't particularly want to do this because I'm kind of a loser and no one really watches anyway. But I have the camera on me, and if you take, I have external audio, and so you have to sync that in post, which is, it's quite easy. You know, it's literally just a click, and it takes like 30 seconds. The computer does it for you. But if you turn the camera off and then you turn it on again, then it makes synchronizing the audio a lot more difficult, and it takes quite a bit more time. And so to not turn the camera on and off will mean I'll have to take the camera into the grocery store. And I'm also paying with a gift card at both Walmart and Food Basics, which means I'll have to deal with the cashier, which looks kind of weird. Like, hey, this guy's in here. Every time this guy is in here, he has a camera on his head. Isn't that weird? And what if they're not gangstalkers and then I look weird? And yeah, I'm that vain that I think about things like that. But I feel kind of frightened that someone's going to pull me aside and say, hey, you can't have the camera on. And then I wanted to put the camera on my neck mount, which is less conspicuous than having it on my head, as if that would make the difference. If I put the camera on my head, then, well, you get the point. Then someone's really going to be offended. And I quite like having the privilege, I guess, the right to film in the stores that I shop. Now, I've driven with ice before. It's not a good look to be looking out the window, afraid of getting in an accident. It's not a good look. Okay, so let's hope the cord isn't. Let's hope the cord of the microphone isn't getting touched by the seatbelt. Oh, looky what we have over here. A van pulling over. What an odd place to pull over. Where he is, you can't park there. That's not a parking area, and he's not crossing the street. Okay, I think that's about good. Now, is this van across the street a gangstalker? I would guess, yeah, maybe. And so when there's hardly any audience watching, what's the point? You're going to humiliate yourself? You're going to walk around the store with the camera like some freak? No one's even watching anyway? But that's not true, because on my Quora, I have over 100,000 people who have viewed my posts. I have like 20-something thousand this month. And my average post gets like 25 or 30 views. And back when I had a YouTube channel, like before I deleted it and started over again, in case you're brand new here, I used to have a YouTube channel with this same name. I had like 20 or 30 views per video. And it meant a lot to me. And you might say, well, why would you want the views anyway? Because I want to feel like I'm making a difference. I want to feel like I'm appreciated. I want to feel a sense of friendship with people. And otherwise, I'd be recording this probably even if no one was watching, even if I wasn't intent on putting this on YouTube, I would probably still be recording just as evidence. And YouTube is like the ultimate iCloud. Like, there's endless storage. Like, I had like 300 videos on my channel before I deleted it. And also it kind of, I don't know if it would really protect against the gang stalkers. Like, there's this girl, she's in prison. She got put in prison because a gang stalker sold meth in front of her, got busted. I guess she was at her house. Then the gang stalker told the police that this girl forced her to sell meth. And so this girl got 20-something years in prison. Now here's a gang stalker right here with the missing light. This is like where I see them every time. Like, if I drive to this grocery store, right along this stretch of road, right at this particular area is where I see the one headlight car. But she got like 24 years prison. She's on like her second year or something. She does interviews over the phone. She gets like 20 minutes. And she was doing auditing or like some kind of, I don't know what exactly, but she was exposing the corruption of the police. Before she got arrested and imprisoned, she was basically exposing police corruption and publicizing it. And I think she was a targeted individual. I'm not exactly sure, but I see her interviews on a YouTube channel that is all about targeted individuals. So I can imagine she's a targeted individual. But the point I'm trying to make is that if she is filming all the corruption of the police, you might think that that would prevent them from framing her, because if they frame her, then it will look in the public eye like revenge, which is what it is. And so in the same way, I thought, if I film the gang stalkers, I have like years of evidence of seeing the one headlighter car at the same place, the countless examples of gang stalking that even to someone who doesn't know what gang stalking is, if they watch my YouTube channel, they'll see what gang stalking is. And then, so if the gang stalkers try to set me up for some crime, they would be less likely or less able to do that, because it would look bad on them, because I have all this evidence of being gang stalked. I mean, when I go out, I can not only show anonymous gang stalkers, like one headlight car, who are doing the relay system, so you can never say it's the same person, but I could also show stalkers who are just the same stalkers, like the same neighbors synchronized with me all the time. They do things like follow me into a parking lot and then follow me out of the parking lot. And I'm just aimlessly walking around with the camera just to show how specific their following is. It's not just like I'm walking on a popular nature trail and there's someone walking behind me. It's like I walk into the desert, I walk in a zigzag, they walk in a zigzag, I walk in circles, they walk in circles. I walk home, they walk home. And so it was partially for protection that I started filming this. But maybe they're so corrupt that you can't even protect yourself. Maybe they can outright not even hide it. They're just like, yeah, we just do whatever we want. We are the police. Like Denzel in Training Day. King Cut. I own this place. You just live here. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and it was saying the police are just proxies. The Mossad, the CIA, the InfraGard, the Neighborhood Watch, the FBI, CSIS, MI6, all these intel agencies, the WEF, the World Health Organization, all these depopulation lizard snake people, they're all just proxies. They're all just bystanders. Like Klaus Schwab is just a bystander. And the real people who are doing this are not publicized. And if someone is publicized, it means they're a nobody. They're just a proxy. Just like the gang stalkers are proxies of the intel agencies, the intel agencies are proxies of some unpublicized group. Some guy petting a bald cat in a computer chair, like some villain. So this is the part that scares me right here. Going into the grocery store with my camera. You know, I do have my music, that helps, but I don't exactly like this part. This part freaks me out. I still have self-conscious issues. Woman driving by scratching her face, that's another really common thing. I still have self-conscious issues, and really I would much prefer, I would much prefer if I could just pay at the self-checkout. I think the most most uncomfortable thing about this is going to be talking to the cashier. I definitely am considering that maybe I can use my gift card at the self-checkout. I mean, wouldn't that be logical? My meditation's going pretty well. So if you're new to the gang stalking world, look for people walking in my way, somehow getting in my way, doing hand signals, scratching their faces, coughing, or loudly, obnoxiously talking, or standing exactly where I'm going to be. Like if I'm going to get something somewhere, they'll just happen to be standing there. I don't particularly look for them anymore because I'm more interested in just vlogging and kind of dealing with my meditation, with like things that are relevant to my personal growth, rather than just making everything about like, damn, these assholes are ruining my life, I hate them. You know, I have no other purpose than to fight this fight, and I have no life. I'm just obsessed with gang stalking. Everything I think is about gang stalking. I'll never have any freedom until the gang stalkers are stopped. And so I like to try to be like a human too, and just show, you know, like these sausages that I ate all of my mom's, and I have to buy her new ones. Even though these are way too expensive, I shouldn't be buying these. I have to. Then I have a gift card too. So the gift card helps. And then I'm really excited for this. This is just vegan butter. Plant-based, $4.49, salted, we sell. Okay, so vegan plant butter. Salted sticks. Okay. I mean, that is so perfect. This tastes exactly like real butter. It's so good. And you know, oftentimes they'll do something called crowding too, which is like they'll just basically anywhere you go, they're standing right in front of you, blocking your way. $7.49. That's crazy. I feel like I should get these ones, but I don't know. This is for my mom. This is not vegan. What are you, insane? You think I'm not vegan? Of course I'm vegan. What are you, fucking nuts? You think I'm not vegan? You think I'm not fucking vegan? What are you, fucking crazy? You think I'm not vegan? What are you, fucking insane? What are you, fucking nuts? You think I'm not vegan? You know, that's the thing about being a TI. You can be totally unhinged because it doesn't matter anyway. It's like J-Lo in that movie where she gets charged for killing her husband, but he didn't actually die, he just faked it. And then she's like, you can't get charged for the same crime twice. So she actually kills him. It's like they're already calling you crazy. So what does it matter anymore? that you appear crazy too. Okay, so this is going to be difficult. You know, even if I have the ability to use my gift card, this is like more money than what the gift card actually has on it. So probably gonna have to. This girl's a bitch. I don't like her. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down so I'm not like invading anyone's privacy. And I think I got everything I need. I kind of feel like there's something else I need. I can't exactly remember what that is. Butter, macaroni. I think this is about it. These caramel things are normally $5. They're $7.49. Yeah. Oh yeah, so expensive. Thank you. So expensive, $28, and you get like nothing. Especially when you spend all your money on new microphones like me. I actually don't know if that girl's a bitch. I think she might be. I can kind of remember her. Can't exactly remember. Just in case she's watching, which some of the employees here do watch. For example, I was at the self-checkout, and this employee was putting a sticker on my package of bubblies, and she reached around like her neck, like she swiveled her neck around unnecessarily to put her face right into my crotch. And that's probably something to do with foreskin restoration, like because I publicly talk about doing that. Like I wear a device on my penis to make my foreskin regrow. I wear it all the time. And it uses mitosis. But just in case that girl, who I call the bitch, is watching, the one who's a bitch has acne. And the time she was a bitch to me, she had her hair tied back. This girl today didn't have her hair tied back. I wrote a review at this grocery store saying, "I love your guys' vegan chicken. It helps me dance like Francesca Mann." And Francesca Mann, this is probably a gang stalker. You see his weird look? She, I think she scalped Nazis. She was a dancer. And they were seduced by her. She was seducing the Nazis, doing a striptease for them. And she reached in to the gun holster of one of the Nazis, pulled out his gun, and she killed a whole bunch of them. She killed the high-ranking ones, and then she was put to death. And so I commented at the Food Basics that that their food helps me dance like Francesca Mann. And so I'm sure some of them know who I am. Some of them are gang stalkers. Some of them are nice. Okay. 28. That was expensive. I got pop too, which is like bad. You know, I normally get bubbly. I really like bubbly. In fact, Coca-Cola has always been my favorite drink until about like 3 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. I stopped drinking it because I had some teeth problems, and I thought I could never stop drinking Coke. Like, and there's something about Coca-Cola that most people don't know. I saw this on a show about Coke. It was like, there's something called taste memory. I can't explain this very well, but Coca-Cola has no taste memory, and they've patented it. And this is like a very expensive thing. This is like, they paid a lot of money to have this. So only with Coca-Cola, there's no taste memory. Whatever that means. That, I don't really know how to explain that, but the gist of it is that you don't remember how a Coke tastes. On some level, like, you know how a Coke tastes, you can recognize Coke, but on some level, it's like a Coke is always brand new. And after I heard it, and especially after I stopped drinking Coke for a few months, and then I got like 1 case of Coke again, and I also had a sore throat when I had that Coke again. I was like, whoa, this is really acidic. Like, I actually feel like a sore throat, like sick right after drinking this. And just from that 1 case, when I stopped drinking it, I had headaches again, like all day, like 2-day headaches. And so I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm never drinking this again. And I was also like, this isn't even that good. Like, it is good. It's like really good. But part of what makes it so good is the caffeine. I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking dosed. Like, I'm high as fuck, for real. Like, I've been really into marijuana. I've been into mushrooms. I've been into acid. Those are like my main drugs. And I was like, and caffeine, you know, that's up there, you know, that's up there. I'm as buzzed on caffeine as I am on, you know, like, not quite, but, you know, it's up there. It's an intense thing. I literally thought, oh my God, I need caffeine. When I drank Coke again, I was like, I actually need this. Like, this is actually medication, and once I stopped drinking Coke, I stopped taking my medication. And I actually really need this. Okay, this part scares me. This yellow light right here, this is where a gang stalker could suddenly run it and cause an accident. And so, but then I realized what I really like is the caffeine, and I really like the carbonation. But the carbonation on a bubbly is as good as on a Coke. And a bubbly doesn't give me a sore throat. And so a bubbly is actually my favorite drink, really. And I did just get cream soda, but I almost regret it. I'm almost like, yeah, you know, kind of, yeah, it's kind of good. But really, I should be getting bubbly. Cream soda is kind of like, even though it's not the best, you know, once in a while it's the best. But it's kind of like weed, you know, like, you might like DMT the best, but you only do it once every 4 years because it's so much. There's too much to unpack, to process. So even though weed might be your least favorite drug, it's the one that you do every single day. And so that's kind of how bubbly is. Bubbly is like my workhorse. You know, bubbly is what I want on the regular. Once in a while, when I don't mind the sugar rush, I don't mind suddenly needing to have a nap after, then a little cream soda is not bad. But cream soda is acidic too. You know, after I drink this cream soda, I'm probably gonna have a sore throat. And so I'm not into that. Anyways. So this place is Gangstalker Central. Walmart is like, literally like half the employees here or more are gang stalkers. And I'm not surprised because when the 2019 mass murder happened, when all the stores got closed down, Walmart was still open. So that says that Walmart is like paid by the devil. Walmart is like evil, but they have good deals. I had a friend who he called Walmart Score Mart. Okay, so again, this causes me social anxiety here. So on my social anxiety checklist for managing anxiety, I have music. I have I don't know, breathing techniques, kind of. I hold my energy in a certain way. There's a gang stalker coming up. The main thing is music, really. I have these big headphones on, and I should be focusing now on what I need to get. What do I need to get? I need to get chicken. I need to get chicken. I need to get macaroni, if they have it, which they never do. The best things here, they're always sold out of. They'll also, whenever I go in here, they'll have someone walking out the exit. Like someone walking the wrong way. This is so much lineup. Damn it, this sucks. Here's the first face scratcher. Could be coincidence. They also have fake negatives, false negatives. So a false negative is they do things that are so indiscriminate and innocuous and commonplace that when you see other people doing it who are actually doing it organically without being gang stalkers, it'll give you a false negative or a false positive that you'll think, oh, that's definitely one of them, or you'll think, no, it's not one of them, depending on, and they can work it both ways. Yes, this is the best. This is so the best. They're always sold out of this. So you'll notice there were two people waiting where I was standing. I don't know if you saw it. One of them was scratching her head. Here's another head scratcher. And, you know, here's where I'm going here. 597. And they have people of all ages doing it. You know, you might think it's some little sweet, innocent old lady. But it's not. It's Dracula. It's Dracula. So they can work it both ways, with false negative or false positive. Like, if they don't want you to think that they're a gang stalker, because they want to get close to you and then spring it on you last minute. When they do something gang stalkery, they'll think, oh no, it's just, they're actually just coughing, or they're actually just scratching their face. And, or conversely, if they want you to be paranoid, think that everyone's a gang stalker, they'll give you false positives so that they do things that everyone does. So everywhere you go, whenever you see someone scratch at their face, you'll be like, oh, and there they are, and there they are. And it's really literally the whole world. And isn't it just so hopeless? And then you look unhinged. Then you look totally nuts when you try to call people out. It makes you look discredited, disgruntled, and whatnot. There's so many employees too that are like definitely gang stalkers. Here's one, and I know that from tons of experience. I know that because I shop here on the regular. And I will say, having a GoPro on my head without the media mod is totally awesome. The media mod is like the heaviest thing. It makes the GoPro weigh like 1,000 pounds. And so when I don't have it, and when I don't have the cord plugging into it that jams into my head, I feel so much better. Oh my god. I almost feel like I have the wrong lineup. But these are so rare. These are like, sold out pretty much every single time. A lot of times too, they'll have people crowd me in line. Like people will get like literally right in my face. This lineup has not moved at all. Walmart, I'm at Walmart. I'm a crazy man. These are two gang stalking security guards. They're like, yeah, let's bypass due process. Let's enforce cruel and unusual punishment. We're the Avengers. We wear Batman capes. But it makes sense that whoever is doing this is unpublicized. Like, by the time we see a face to hate, that's not actually who to blame. And of course it is them to blame. Like, you can't bake an apple pie without inventing the entire universe first. Or in other words, everyone plays their part to create the atmosphere where this is all possible. But if you wanted to take it to the level of only hold those at the very top responsible, then it would make sense that the people at the very top are people who we don't even know who they are. I really think I chose the wrong line. I saw this comedian, and he was talking about how he's never seen a Down syndrome person who's gay. And I was like, oh yeah, there's this Down syndrome girl in our family, and she was boy crazed. She was obsessed with getting married and having a boyfriend, and making a list of all the attributes that he had to have, like he couldn't smoke, and. Well, I'm reminded of that because there's a poster on the wall of this girl with Down syndrome. She's wearing artistic dyke glasses. Bull dyke, those like artistic menopausal, post-menopausal, menopausal, like those like bull dyke type characters who are artsy. And they wear like big colorful glasses. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Well, it hasn't been too bad for gang stalkers. And nor has it been too bad for anxiety. I sort of feel like the worst of it was actually the anticipation. But now that I'm here, I don't actually feel traumatized or something. A lot of times too, when I watch the video back, I see that there are so many gang stalkers who I didn't even realize. Here's a picture of that Luigi Mangione guy on the tabloids here. I thought he looked different. Like when I saw his picture, it was like a kind of 3/4 view from a high up angle, looking down at him, smiling. And I didn't really think it looked like him. I think it's odd how the news portrays it. They're like, oh, he's a terrorist, and but meanwhile, like when people do actual terrorism, they're like, oh, that's not terrorism. And so I heard that the reason they do that is because a lot of people support him, so they don't want people to be allowed to support him. So if they label him that, then anyone who supports him is also committing some kind of crime. Finally. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera down for my own anxiety reasons, and also just for privacy reasons as well. Thank you. Hope I have my card. Woo-hoo. Well, this only took 1,000 hours, but whatever, I'm not impatient, except for most of the time. And I do have my meditation going too, like that's like a constant factor.
It's yours?
That's me. It's like they're doing some kind of price check right now in front of me. That's a pretty common thing. It could be organic, but they have, oftentimes they have like, they'll have something, like something will go wrong. They're into D words like deny, defend, degrade. There's one other one. But delay should be one of them. Deny, defend, degrade, disrupt. I guess that would categorize as disruption. I'm good, thanks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. You got $20 in it, okay?
Yeah. And then I got debit for the rest.
Perfect, yeah. There you go. So you don't need these rights, right?
No, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too.
And this is
All right, thanks. That guy seemed nice. Okay, camera back up for the sake of vlogging, documentation. Right here, they'll often have someone standing right in the doorway. And I want to say, oh, that's a great place to stand. Okay, I'm literally drenched in sweat. My God. But these chicken things I meant to get only 3 of them. But when I saw I got 4 of them, I was like, that's okay. They're so good, they're so cheap. I could probably make cheaper chicken that's like out of seitan. There's one gangstalker who I especially don't like at the bulk barn where I get seitan from. And she was like, oh, let me help you put all these things in your bag, like my private bag. And she opens up my bag, like as if to check I'm stealing or something. And I would see her around at, I saw her at another grocery store, and she was just kind of like, I called her Bill Gates. She's like the female form. She was obviously a manager. She told me a joke once. She said, what did the insurance salesman say to Adam and Eve? And I said, what? And she said, you're not covered. And I said, what did Adam and Eve say to the person without an umbrella when it was raining out? You're not covered. Or something like that. I don't know. Made her laugh. Okay. Holy crap. Well, that was a good experience. I'm glad I got a vlog out of this. And most importantly, I'm glad that my energy is staying consistent. I hate this. Okay. Never mind. I thought that car was going to turn and sort of cut me off, which they always do. I noticed too that I get a ringing in my ears, and I get it at specific times. Like, for example, if I make a post on Quora, they'll have, seemingly, I don't exactly know, but as I'm posting on Quora, within like a minute, I'll have really, really loud ringing, so loud that it's crazy. It's like, if I have my headphones on, it doesn't even matter. Like, I can put my music on, it's so loud. And so I noticed too, because maybe it's just an association, like maybe, I have actually tinnitus from organic reasons. And I only notice it when I'm posting, because I read somewhere that when you post online about gang stalking, they punish you, so they zap you with a dew weapon. So I started noticing, okay, I don't have ringing in my ears. I'm about to post on Quora, and as soon as I'm sitting down, there's a gang stalker. And writing, within a couple minutes now, I have really, really loud ringing in my ears. And the ear that's facing the window, after a couple minutes of the ringing, now has an earache. And you could argue, well, that's just, it's cold outside and you have an earache because that ear is closer to the window. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I do know is that if they do have the ability to use dews, they would. It's not like they'd be like, no, that's just crossing the line. They have no line. They have no, as Sam Vaknin says, moral or ethical constraint. Now, Sam Vaknin is a psychiatrist. He's famous. He has like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he made a video recently saying gang stalking is real and he's a targeted individual. And he said, I'm going to talk about 10 types of, this is how he talks, 10 types of gang stalking. First we have schoolyard bullying. This is, in fact, a type of gang stalking. And then we have, he goes through a bunch of types, cult gang stalkings, religious groups, certain affiliations. And they demonize the victim as all bad and themselves as all good. And these are mentally ill people who get a great power trip off the thrill of surprise that the victim does not know what is going to happen to them. And then he says at the very end, here's the gang stalker in front of me too, the car driving in front of me, which I don't know if you can see, is missing a taillight. He says gang stalking is not a deep state conspiracy. He says that's asinine. And I was like, what do you mean it's not a deep state conspiracy? You know, that has to, are you saying it's not the government? Like, obvious, are you saying it's literally just schoolyard bullying? Like, it's just a local group doing it to you? It's not a worldwide connected network? Like, what are you, fucking nuts? I commented basically that, and he didn't say anything back. And no one even liked my comments. Everyone was saying, you know, thank you finally for being a professional exposing this. And I was like, well, you know, did you really expose it? At the end, he says, there's the final and 10th type of gang stalking is institutional gang stalking. And he's like, I hate Donald Trump, but Donald Trump is a targeted individual. And that would be an example of institutional gang stalking, where there are people in the police, in the judges, in positions of authority who are turning a blind eye or even participating in the targeting of someone. And so that was kind of the most redeeming thing he said in my eyes. Like, that came the closest to explaining what it actually is. And so, you know, that's pretty cool. If, you know, I'm not exactly sure he's fake, but that's pretty cool if he's real. Like, we have Sam Vaknin on our team. The zinc bar today, I need to tell you. And it's especially cool too because if he's right that Donald Trump is a TI, that's pretty cool that a TI can be president. You know, it kind of gives hope. It's like the first, it's like we're an oppressed people, but one of our people made it all the way to being Sam Vaknin, you know. If he can do it, then what can I do? Maybe my life isn't completely fucked after all.